Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm Rae Lashea, your host, here every Monday. We have a fantastic guest this afternoon. And we'll have her joining us in a second. Krystal, the goddess, CEO of The Healing House. That's actually one of my favorite songs, Evolve by David Banner. Thank you for joining us. If you would please, in the meantime, check out my website at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. That's lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Put your email address in to get the free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap, as well as check out some of the books that I've written, and you can order online. We are welcoming Krystal, the goddess of The Healing House. So if you would please request to join, I will let you in. Hi, Krystal.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I know you're driving, and I want you to keep your eyes on the road.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road, and I'm gonna look at you when I can. I was just thinking, I was like, should I be on this Instagram or the business Instagram? But it's all good. It's all good.
Okay. Well, why don't we start by you telling people who you are and what you do?
So I am Krystal, the goddess, and I have just ventured into entrepreneurship. So I have a business where I specialize in custom crystal jewelry, but then I also offer other healing essentials such as sage, palo santo, crystal infused candles, facial rollers, things like that. I have wellness ebooks, and I also do body sculpting to heal the body. And basically, The Healing House, that is my holistic health and wellness empire. So I am committed to healing the mind, body, and spirit.
And that's super important, because some people just try to do one or the other, just at workout or just meditate or just eat right. But you really have to combine all of those things in order to have a full holistic wellness.
Exactly. And even as because, we say holistic all the time because it sounds great. And even just Googling holistic being full body, mind, body, spirit. And I was like, okay, good. That is what I want. So I'm not just saying something because it sounds good. That's actually what I do want to commit to. And it's true, like you said, having your mind right but not taking care of your body is not going to help you, be well in life. It's vice versa. Having any one of those three things off is not going to be beneficial.
Right. We need that balance. So how did you get into crystals?
So I love the story of getting into crystals because I'm also an educator, and I got licensed as an elementary teacher, and I had to get licensed as a middle school teacher when I moved from Vegas to California. And so I had to study for a test to teach middle school, and this test was stressing me out because I had took it one time. I missed by 6 points. So I was so frustrated to know I was so close. And I remember being at a farmer's market, being interested in crystals, not knowing much about them, just, being attracted to them. And so I was standing there and I just started Googling, what are some good first crystals to have? And amethyst came up for anxiety and providing peace and tranquility. And I was like, yes. I was like, that's the one I need because this test is stressing me out. And so that's the one. It's my little amethyst. I wear it every day, all day. And that's how I got into it. Just me feeling like I needed some help being calm and peaceful in my life and what I had going on at the moment.
Do you charge your crystals?
So I used to make sure I took them out every full moon. I had a whole routine, and then I got selenite. So selenite is a white crystal, and it's known to charge your crystals. So I have like multiple selenite plates, and I just put all my crystals every night when I take them off. I put them in my bowl and on my plate. And so technically that charges the crystals for me. And then every once in a while, like this last full moon, that was the first time in a while that I actually put my crystals outside to get the light from the moon. But typically I haven't charged them outside in a long time. I just charge them overnight with my selenite plate.
And just for people who are watching, I know a lot of our viewers are into crystals or different kinds of healing modalities. Do you wash your crystals when you first get them?
So you have to be careful because some crystals, we do not want to wash them. They will dissolve in the water. So I always say like research to see if your crystal is like water soluble, make sure it's not going to dissolve. But I have rinsed them off as part of like my full moon ritual. You cleanse them to wash away that energy. But there's multiple ways you can do it. You can soak them in sea salt water. If you have like rainwater, I know some people collect rainwater, so you can definitely do that. Speak into your crystals, saging, or using the smoke from the Palo Santo, the smudging. So there's multiple ways you can clean them. But I'm known to wash mine. I did my research, so mine are fine. I would rinse them in the water, and I would just say, I'm washing away all the negative energy, all the anxiety, because in theory, these crystals are soaking up that energy, right? So it's like, okay, now I need to wash the crystals of that energy or cleanse them of that energy before I put them out into the moonlight to soak up the moon's energy.
Right. Now you offer jewelry pieces and custom-made pieces. How can people figure out what they should get and how can they get it?
I always ask people to think about what is it that they feel like they need, right? Because at some point,
wait a second. Wait, Krystal. Our connection is not so good, so I'm not hearing you that great.
Oh man.
So I don't want to miss it. Let's try again.
Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. It's good. I can hear you perfectly, but I am, driving on the street. That's what I was nervous about, if I would like go in and out. What was the question?
How can people figure out what stone to choose for themselves if they want to get a piece made, and how can they order?
So there's two things. I would tell people, like, we come to crystals for two reasons, right? We either know that there's something that we're feeling and we want that help, or some of us just know we want to get into crystals. So number one way is always just doing the research to see like what stones are good for this. Like sometimes if you're thinking about like, okay, I have a lot of anxiety. So you might research what are some crystals that are good for anxiety. I'm working on putting together like a quick ebook type of thing to help. And I also have like a few random posts that I plan to do more that just list some crystals that are good for certain things. On my site, I have a form you can fill out if you're interested in getting something custom made, and it just asks you for like your name, your email. It'll ask you like what type of jewelry you want. I used to have pictures of crystals because I'm also a firm believer in letting the crystal choose you. So you just look at some of the crystals, and if you're attracted to it, there's a reason for that. So I've looked at crystals and I just pick one up, and then you read about it later and you'd be like, yes, I need that. So I used to do that as well. And I don't think I have those pictures up anymore as I went to like an official website and I'm not using like a Google form. But I would say fill out the form and then we start that conversation. And I'm also real big on people, just Googling what are some crystals good for different things. If you know there's something particular that you want it for. If not, I say just look at some crystals and see what you're attracted to.
That's awesome. I'm actually typing in your website here, The Healing House. That's 2 E's, thehealinghouse.com. And there you can find that form. Also, you can subscribe to a newsletter or a weekly manifestation. So check that out, people. And you can also find or see some of the body wellness and body sculpting things that you do. Can you talk about that? What is it and why do people need it or use it?
Yeah, so what what got me into the body sculpting was knowing that, well, for me personally, I had my son, and after I had my son, I had a lot of loose skin. So I started looking up like ways that I can tighten up my skin for myself. And I was looking for a long time. I kind of fell off. As I would hear about things, I would research them. But one of the things that came up in one of my group chats was about like ultrasound cavitation. So ultrasound cavitation, that uses ultrasound waves, and those waves cause the fat cells to erupt, and that when they erupt, they liquefy. So that liquefied fat is naturally drained from the body. Now, I personally do not need that, but it took me down the rabbit hole. And when I jumped down the rabbit hole, I learned that they have radio frequency. That is a skin tightening. And I was like, that's interesting. Around the same time, I was also feeling like I wanted to provide a service with my business. And so I went into and I started researching different classes and trainings so I could learn if there's any type of healing that goes into the body sculpting. And what I found out was that body sculpting actually stimulates your lymphatic system. So our lymphatic system is in charge of our immune system, right? Keeping us healthy, not sick, fighting off the diseases. Our lymphatic system also eliminates the toxins and the waste from our body. So by stimulating that, it helps us stay healthy. And I was like, yes to the healing. Like, this is awesome. It also boosts your blood circulation, increases your metabolism. So for me, it was like, I'm creating this service that heals your body physically, which leads to healing your mind and your spirit, because you feel so much better about yourself when you get that confidence boost. And I'm like, those are just an added benefit to the healing that you're receiving. You get that confidence boost, you're losing fat, you're tightening skin, we're reducing cellulite, and I also am able to do like breast and butt enhancements as well, which for me, it's like knowing that I'm healing is one thing, but to actually experience the confidence boost in those moments is just a great feeling for me when I'm doing like body sculpting and working with different goddesses.
So Krystal and I, we were on the same trip to Egypt together with the Kemet New Know Thyself tour. And I'm just giving this information to folks because I had a roommate, and so you wore very flowing clothes, like your pants and everything were very flowing. And so then one day I saw you at the pool, and I said to my roommate, "Do you know who has a great body?"
Yes.
I was like, Krystal, she's hidden under all those loose fitting clothes. I said, but she was down there in a bathing suit, and homegirl is tight.
It's so funny because I swear anytime I put on like a dress or anything tight fitting, people are always so shocked. They're like, oh my God, they literally call me back like, Krystal, wait, come here. Like, I didn't know that's how you were built. And I'm like, yeah, I got a little sham, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I really am. Like, I'm good under here. But yeah, I kept, and you know what? I specifically bought like outfits for that trip just to be so respectful of the culture, so I made sure I had my long dresses, my long sleeves. Like, I didn't want to be disrespectful in any type of way. So yeah, it was definitely like covered up, but going to the pool, I had my regular little sexy mom appropriate type swimsuits for me, But you're so funny to tell her that. That's funny to me.
So it's so if I had to vouch for anybody, because you also do those services if on yourself, or you have someone do them to you?
Yeah, I used to go see my mentor, the person who trained me, and I would let him do the services on me. But the crazy thing is, like, with my timing and my schedule, it's just been so hard to find time and availability between both of us that I haven't even had, like, ironically enough, I don't even get treatments hardly ever. And it's like I got into it for me, like, selfishly, right? But it's like now I'm at the point where I'm just focused on, like, building the business. And any time that I have, I'm building the foundation, or I'm trying to do more just relaxing. So it's like, let me disconnect from the business and connect with my family or my son or my honey. And so, yeah, surprisingly enough, I haven't even had any treatments in a while.
But you did do them. I've gotten the fat cavitation along with with the heat tightening and something else
Yeah.
all at one time. And I think I did 2 sessions, and I did see a difference. I didn't go back to that person. The next time I get it, and I'm in LA, I will come to you. But I do know, for people who are thinking about it, you have to make sure, so as she mentioned, that fat is liquefying. So you want to water,
Yep.
everything to eliminate. No alcohol, no coffee,
Yep.
because that will prevent that fat from leaving the body, and then it'll harden again. So you want to really get that drain going for the best results.
Oh, definitely. Water, and then I also encourage people to do cardio because you want to sweat it out. Because the only way to get rid of it is through your lymph nodes. So that's urinating or sweating. So it's like drink at least a liter of water, sweat it out, do some workouts. And I say 2 to 3 days after because your body's going to continue to flush out your system. So if you want to maximize those results, you want to stay consistent. And like you said, watching your diet with the alcohol, the fried foods, the processed foods, the heavy carbs, all that things. If you can eliminate that for a week, 3 days to a week after your session, you're going to see the best results. And then for me, yeah, I was doing the radio frequency, and then I also started doing like some breast enhancement stuff because I was trying to get this body back. So yeah, I was definitely, those are my things. I'm like stomach to tighten up my loose skin, and then I'm trying to lift these breasts over here.
And so how do you do that? Because I saw that you do natural breast and butt lifts. How does that work?
So with the breast,
Wait a second. On my end, the connection is so.
And so that new collagen, it gives the lift. It makes it more firm. And I do a little bit of that mixed with EMS, so electromagnetic stimulation. And so what that does, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the acronym, but it massages the muscles in the mammary glands. So it helps to, it works out that muscle, which is going to give you that lift and build that firmness, or that, I don't want to say like thickness, but it's going to help plump that back up for you for the breast. And then for the butt, I use vacuum therapy. So that's when you see the big cups. I think most people see that on Instagram, right? The big cups on the butt. And it's literally like it sounds. So that vacuum, it uses suction, and that suction brings blood to the surface area, and it plumps the butt. But I say, just like a workout, you're going to want to be consistent with the butt, with the vacuum therapy for your butt, because going to the gym one time, you're not going to walk away with a butt, right? So it's like you have to come multiple times, at least like 2 to 3 times a week, and still do your glute exercises because you want to get that muscle used to that, right? So you have to do that consistently in order to really hold on to that plumpness from the butt, which I know a lot of people are concerned about, right? Because they feel like, oh, it's just going to if I walk away, it's going to go down. And it will eventually if you don't keep it up.
Right. Okay. That's some good information.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to people, women, moms who want to become entrepreneurs?
I heard some really good advice recently, and I'm going to try not to mess it up. So I went to a business conference, and Derek Harper, he said, what did he say? I'm going to butcher it. I got to think about it. But the advice would be just to start. A lot of times we want things to be perfect. We want things to be thought out. And it's like, take that first idea and run with it. And it's interesting because I never seen myself as an entrepreneur. I was a second grader, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher. Since second grade, I went to high school. I was in a teaching academy. For college, I was in the teaching program. Like, I knew forever. I never seen myself being an entrepreneur. And then one day, I bought a Krystal ring and those rings are expensive. They're like $40-$50. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We went a little in and out, but we can hear you.
Okay. So I bought the rings from the Krystal shop. One of them was like $40-something. One of them was $50-something. And I lost my crystal. It was a small little circle. I looked down one day and it was missing. And it pissed me off, and I was going to go buy another one. And I was like, well, maybe I can make a ring. And so it was just me, again, selfishly, right, wanting something for myself. And then it came out nice. That actually looks good. I went to work, and my friends were telling me, I went to work, and my coworkers and my friends, they were telling me, be like, oh no, that's weird.
Wait, we're doing some buffering.
So like there's a reason for that, you know? And everything else can kind of fall into place later. Because you're never going to be done. You never really arrive. So just get started.
Just get started. That is very good advice. Very good advice. What metal do you wrap your crystals in? And it is frozen on my end. I don't know if the audience can hear. I don't even know if Krystal can hear me at the moment. Let me remind you to visit her website at www.thehealinghouse.com, and also visit me at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Let me see. Krystal, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Oh, man.
Oh,
Okay, I can
okay.
hear you now.
Okay. So what was the last question I asked you?
You asked me about the metal, and I said I use copper because copper enhances the healing properties of the crystals.
Right, right. And it also, even without crystals, it will also enhance our own personal body physical healing. So
Exactly. Copper has a lot of healing benefits too. Like even when people have like aches and pains, they like wrap. Like I knew someone, she would wear like a iron cuff because she had like tendinitis or something. So like copper has a lot of healing properties as well. Yep.
yeah, so that's wonderful. Well, between the universe and the ancestors and your own research, you know your stuff.
Basically, and it's interesting to learn more. Like I'm still like there's so much that I'm like trying to learn. I'm girl, my head is just always going. And so I'm like, okay, let me implement this, but I also want to do this. And so I'm constantly like, like I literally, girl, I drive with notebooks with me because I be writing and driving and all like I be like, ooh, I don't want to like lose that thought, so I just be writing stuff down. I be having like 4 notepads. I walk upstairs, downstairs in my house like with my notepads because I need them with me everywhere I go. And yeah, still taking classes, still trying to learn. I'm actually, you would love this class. I'm in a comedic Reiki class right now.
With Muata Ashby?
I don't think that's the name.
Okay.
It's with Raseki Ra Temples. It's with through them.
Okay, okay.
I think that's the name of the company. Oh, I'm messing
Okay.
up.
No, okay, you can tell me. I'll check that out. I actually have a book that I'm reading that is comedic Reiki as well by Dr. No Kay Afua. Not Queen Afua, but this other woman, Kay Afua. So
Really?
yeah.
See, and I had never heard of it until I found this person. So I'm like interested to hear, like, look into other people too that also do the comedic Reiki. Like that obviously is what pulled me in.
Right. Okay, yeah, and you know what? And I have to double check and make sure that that one is comedic as opposed to just Reiki. Which,
Okay.
and we know even the Eastern tradition is coming out of it comes down from Kemet, you know, but
Exactly.
they've just gotten the credit and have made their own changes and put their own traditions in it. So, and actually, Muata Ashby is comedic yoga, the Taoist, the Sima Taohi. That, yeah. So.
Okay.
Are there any final comments or that you'd like to make to or tell anything to the guests?
No. Is that to me or to them?
No, to you. Is there anything
Oh.
you want them to know? And aside from that, also where to follow you, where to find you, where to contact you.
Well, I appreciate you asking me to be here. I feel like so honored, like, ooh, little old me, okay. I'm mad that like I'm driving, but I'm like I don't want to sit at work and when I could be home, right? So I was like, we're gonna have to drive and do it. But I feel trying to bring more of that to the forefront while I'm also deciding if I want to just like blend my personal page, since I am just trying to be this holistic wellness goddess. But for now, I have my Krystal the Goddess page where you can tap into all this goddess energy, honey. And I also have my business page, which is at The Healing House, like she said, with 2 E's. And then you can find my website at thehealinghouse.com. Send me a DM, send me a message if there's any like specific questions, anything in particular. You want a quick link? DM me. I'll send it to you. I'm also on YouTube. So like my Krystal the Goddess YouTube page, I have like travel vlogs, things about locks, my veganism, so like restaurants and things like that. So it's really just like a lifestyle type blog. But right now, and I've been posting a lot of my Egypt content, so that's going to be fun. Still going through all that. And then I have The Healing House on YouTube as well. Same thing. I'm on most things. Twitter, same name. TikTok, same name. I'm kind of everywhere. So follow me.
And that's Krystal with the K, The Healing House, 2 E's. The YouTube vlog is really cool. You obviously spend time putting together really I'm not tech savvy. I'm not video savvy. You like how it records is how you're getting it. You know what I'm saying? And you, in so much more tech savviness, actually make it cool and creative. So it's really fun to watch and relive some of that Egypt trip. So definitely check that out if you haven't seen her vlog at Krystal at The Healing House it's Krystal the Goddess on YouTube.
Yeah, so Krystal the Goddess is on YouTube as a vlog, like as a lifestyle vlogger. And then The Healing House also has a YouTube page. So if you're interested in that, I do have some content coming on The Healing House. I have a few videos up right now, which kind of talks about what we discussed as far as like maximizing your results. And how I got started, actually. My origin story is there as well with a little bit more detail. So I have those videos up already with more videos coming. I'm a little content princess out here. I'm just sitting on content, trying to put stuff out into the world, share my life experiences. I feel like we learn from people's experiences, whether it's something you want to do, something you want to avoid, or something you just want to watch, right, and voyeur. So right. I'm all about this new thing of mine is just putting myself out there, apparently.
Well, we appreciate it. I certainly enjoy your content. I appreciate the pictures. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad we got to talk and learn more about crystals and body sculpting and holistic wellness.
Well, thank you so much for having me, girl. This was
fun.
And
ladies and gentlemen, I will be here again next week, Monday, probably back at our regular time at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to check me out at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Put your email address in for the free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap. Check out the books I have. You Are a Star children's book, Black Geisha, the erotica novel, and 52 Weeks of Miracles spiritual journal. And until next week, have a miraculous day.
Bye. Love it.